Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing good and you are following my tutorial on regular basis, and you have till now I would expect that you have made progress up to this. Okay, so this is where we left in the part 2 of this modeling DAC, or the digital to analog converter. So this is one of the adapter where one side is USB-C, the other side become 3.5 jack, so that USB-C to 3.5 jack connectivity can be done. So it is just for demonstration. Don't take it to be a of exact scientific, exact engineering equivalent. Okay. So in the part 1 of it, I showed you how to model this kind of cutout using Boolean. Then in part 2, I showed you how to model this texture pattern, and I just give it a rough shape of it. Okay, now I will show you a couple of things in this final tutorial. I will try to replicate like this, not exactly same design, but similar to that, how it actually looks. Okay, and I will show you certain arrangement, how to make sure that your entire object works as a collection. Like these are different parts, so how to manage it properly. You remember I told you that I have uh, created this USB-C directly in that mesh. If you want, you can also make it as a separate object. There is no harm in doing that. I just took a different approach. Okay, so let's verify it. First, let me go to front perspective, go to that material preview, and we can verify where we left in the last tutorial. Okay, I am not spending too much time with choosing the light material, light or texture. I'm leaving it to you. You decide how to make it presentable. Maybe down the line, if I continue with sharing in the other upcoming future, maybe we can take a separate session on how to light and texture your model properly. Okay, so for this one, if you see, if I try to model this thing here to here, this components doesn't, other component doesn't move along with it. So what we need to do, we need to parent it. How to parent it? So these two objects I will select, then I press shift and select this object as at the last and press Ctrl P. Then choose object. What it will do, based on this object, if you see, this is the top selected. If I expand it, you will see the child things. Texture 1 and texture. These two are got selected. Now if I move it, you will see they will move together. Now this is fine, but often we need to rotate the objects in a specific axis. Okay, so in those kind of scenario, it is better if I put that an empty as a reference there. So what I need to do, I need to put an empty there. So I'll do press shift S, cursor to select it. So what happened, the object's origin was there, the cursor also, 3D cursor also was put there. Now what I'll do, shift A, empty, I'll put a circle. Now let me scale a bit. I think it is not, it is by default a pretty small size. Yeah, and I will just rotate it along X by 90 degree. Okay, now maybe reduce it a little bit. I think this is fine. Now what I have to do, if you remember, to make a parent, the last object you have to select at the end. So I will select this and then this shift select this object. I will make it as Control P object. Then what happens, this thing DAC 1, it becomes DAC 1 parent. By the way, I did one mistake. Tell me what? I forgot to take a backup of all this object and duplicate and put in a new collection. Okay, let's do that. Let me create a duplicate of it and move to new collection called A3. Okay, now I don't need the collection. Let me hide it. If you see, I have all the objects as I just copied it. Now what will happen? If I rotate this object and check the individual object, go to the item view, you will notice that no rotation is applied because everything is based on this empty. Okay, so that way, if you just uh, align this object whatever way you want, it will get uh, it will get applied properly. Okay, let me do one thing. Create reset the rotation, rotate around x or 90 degrees. We are on the same stage. Okay, and if you want it to be put on that base of the 3D cursor, you have to do just one thing: shift S, selection to the cursor. Where is it? Here it is. It is directly on the origin. Now let me bring back this reference. Okay, so what I'll do, let me put that reference. Earlier we used this as a reference, which we are happy with our modeling result. It is almost near to it, identical to it. Let me bring that as a reference. I'll go to front perspective and let me bring it as a reference. I think here it is. Yeah, let me move it along Z. Okay, now if you look at this, so this part is done. I think here, though it is blurred, but it is actually this side and this side. So this side is here and this side is here. So what they have done, they have just reversed it for a good photography, and they have created a nice cable shade with some braid pattern. So we will also learn how to do that thing. But before that, let me create this section. If you think, do I really need to model it? No, we really don't need. What we can do, we can reuse the part of this mesh and create it again. Okay, so let's jump to this modeling thing and start doing that. What then we'll understand what I am actually referring here. So what I'll do, I'll create a duplicate of it again, move it along X. Actually no, that is not a good efficient way, because I'll tell you what, these objects, this one are, I don't need to, create a duplicate of it. Okay guys, there were someone at my door, so I had to attend that. So we were discussing that this cable have some unique pattern to it. We'll try to model it. Before that, if I duplicate it, you remember, for this texture what I did, say if I scale, if I I don't want to create a duplicate of it, because it will create unnecessary heavy mesh, right? So what I'll do instead is that I will just create a linked copy of it. Okay, so what I'll do basically, just let me do it. um, Let me do like this. Hit Alt D to make a copy of it and create a separate copy of this one. So what I did, I create a linked copy of these two things and a separate instance copy of this object. Okay, now if you see, this is the one copy and these are the linked copy. So this let me do one thing. They have some parent applied to it. What I'll do, I will clear the parent. Okay, and this is also parent to the empty. So this one I will clear the parent. Now if you see, what it actually did, it has separated both the thing. Okay, let me move it along X, and as you see, if you see, it is almost like this. Maybe there is difference a bit less, just to have it some kind of different look and feel to it. Rest of the thing are okay. And if when I notice at this thing, you will see that this is a bit circle radius a bit bigger. Okay, so I'll just reduce it a little bit. And yeah, I think better we do it for both. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me align both the objects again. Let's go and do a couple of steps. Okay, and yeah, I think, yeah, now we are done. Because that scaling, if you do apply later, it will be very difficult to manage it at a later point of time. Okay, so that's why doing it now. Let's add some more loop. Yeah, now it looks good. I mean, proportion wise it looks good. Now what I can do, I can create a a duplicate of this one, and these are already created as a alt. I pressed alt T last time, right? So this one, and okay, let me remove that parent directly. And also for this object, let me, not this one, this one, alt P. Okay, now what I'll do, I will okay, they still have this thing as parent. Wait, yeah, they don't have parent now. Now I can move them like this. Let's compare. Yeah, looks good. So what I'll do, I just move it along Z just to have little difference than the original one. Okay, again, goal is not to mimic. Take your freedom, do it as you like. And now what I'll do, I'll model this part. It is very simple. So let me go to solid view. Okay, let's go to X-ray view, and if I go to vertex, if you see, I can delete it, all this vertex. Then I will be left with this kind of shape. Okay, now I can do another thing. Let me disable this. Sorry, because I want to increase the height a little bit more. Okay, like this image. Okay, it should be a bit longer, so I'll just move it like this, I think that is okay. Let me add some few more loop cuts here just to have uniform face distribution. And next I'll do the easiest part of it, of this modeling. What I'll do, extrude S like this. Okay, let's verify. Yeah, let maybe give it a bit more thickness, then extrude scale again. Okay, and next what I can do, extrude it Z along like this. Okay, let's see how depth I went. I think this is more than enough. We don't need to go any further. And then, this, if I go to the normal shading mode, from that move from the X-ray, you see, as there is no bevel applied here, it is very smooth. Okay, so let's apply some bevel, like earlier time, add a profile shape of 1, and just add some loop cut here. Okay, and also let's add some bevel on the outer edge, otherwise it will not look nice. Okay, and then if you again pay close attention, you will see there is some kind of difference between these two. So let's try to model it here. Okay, I promise you it won't take much time. So what I'll do, I'll just add tiny bit of bevel, and this one, choose the middle edge. Okay, let me zoom in a bit. I'll alt S a little bit. Okay, so this has created a nice bevel out of it, and let's add some loop cut to tighten this edge. Do the same here. Now move out, and you will see it looks perfect, isn't it? Now, like this one, let's do the same thing. Let me apply it. Okay, uh, I have applied that parent, so this is that DAC, DAC 3.5 mm side. Okay, and let's add, with that origin still here, let me put the cursor to select it, and let's add a circle as an empty. Okay, let me increase the height a bit. Size doesn't matter, as I showed you. Rotate on X, maybe increase it a little bit, and like last time, let me parent these as well. Okay, so now both the objects got parented nicely. Now what I'll do, as you have guessed rightly, I will just rotate it along the x-axis to flatten it out. Then I will connect them via this cable. Okay, so let's do RX90. Actually, both the objects was selected, so it was easy for me to do it. I have rotated both at the same time. Let me go to that right perspective, and let's enable that plane which was there for the reference, right? Go to the wireframe, uh, why don't I see it? I think this is the plane, right? Yeah, that is the plane. So from right's perspective, if I choose this one as well as this one, basically the two empties for my two end of it, I can just move it on Z until they just about touch the plane. Okay, now we can fine tune it a bit more. How to do that? It is very easy. Just enable display of this one, this mesh, go to the solid view and verify how it looks now. Okay. Okay. I think this looks pretty good in my opinion. Now let's do one thing. Try to mimic similar kind of rotation of it. Let's go to the top view, move it like this, rotate it along Z. Okay, maybe move like this. Then it will look like, let's see. Yeah, looks fine to my taste. And now the tricky part is how to model that cable. Let's see how we take this approach. Okay, now this I don't need the reference now. I can just hide it, and this light also are causing distraction. Let me remove it. Now if we need to connect some cable, what you can do, you can create one vertex here, one vertex here, connect it, make a connection from them, and then do it. That is a nice way. I think let's try doing that, then we'll see how what problem it causes, and we'll try to find a solution. From cursor to select, cursor was added there, move back to object mode. By the way guys, I see some of you guys are viewing it but not putting any comment. I mean, if you feel that I'm doing some inefficient way of doing things, please let me know. Otherwise I will not be able to modify my content. Okay, and I will be also not learning. I admit that I may be not a perfect guy learning this kind of thing, so it is better we share with each other. Otherwise it will be difficult, right? Okay, so what I did basically, I choose put the 3D cursor at the center of each of the object. Hmm? And then I added a single vertex. In my earlier tutorial where I showed you how to model that kind of screw thread, if you remember, if you have watched my earlier video where I showed you how efficiently you can model a screw thread without any pinching effect, I showed so many different designs. Just go through that and find out. It is a very nice tutorial. So there I showed you the importance of adding a vertex and showed you how to use that extra mesh to add a vertex. So now with that thing done, I think now we can join these two vertices. Okay, and if I just isolate them like this, you see they are here. So what I can do now, I can just let me go to edit mode. Come on, where did it go? Okay, these two are here. Okay, come on. I don't see the other vertex. It is playing hide and seek with me. Okay, I think this there might have been some problem. Let me do one thing. Let me try to do it again. Okay. When preparing this tutorial, that time also it caused such problem. I need to figure out why it is happening. So let me isolate them. I can see that both the vertices are here. And let me do one thing. Let me join it. Okay. Every time I'm going to actually what happened that time, it was moving to edge mode. That's why I was not able to see if I make go to edge mode, it doesn't show both the vertex. But if I do it on the vertex mode, pressing number one, it shows them correctly. Now both the vertex selected, I can just press F and it's created that thing. nicely. Now what I will do, I'll just add some loop cut. One loop cut is fine for now. Let's go to the top view, exit from the local view. Okay, and now let me just move it like this. Okay, now what I can do, apply like control, not here, control 2 to smoothen out this thing. And you can see this is nicely connected, right? It has connected very nicely. Now what I'll do, if you remember that it will connect here properly, right? So what I'll do, I will just add a cut here, and with the top perspective, let me just move it like this so that this curve connects to it properly. Okay, same applies here. Okay, with this thing done, let's do one thing. Let me apply that modifier and let's convert it to a curve. Okay, now with the curve being applied, it is, many of you know, it is very easy. Just add some round thing to it until unless it engulfs the whole, and apply some shade smooth and just apply it. Now if you see from the top view, you will see, let me enable that material view. You see it looks very nice, right? Isn't it? Maybe this color is a bit distracting because I needed some complementary color. Let me go to the shader editor, change, change something orangish color. I think that would be nice. Some bright orange. Okay, and yeah, I think that's it for this one. Now you may think, okay, because you remember I showed you that this cable have some braided pattern. Okay, and okay, by the way, to make things interesting, let's do another thing. Let me uh, let me do this thing. Day 3, I have put the thing here. Where did empty go? Empty is here. Put it in the day 3 collection. So here we have that empty of both the part of it here. Let me put all of them under a single empty reference. Then what I'll do, I will show you that. Let me add another empty. Let me scale it a bit more. Okay, RX90. Now I will add both this empty as a reference. Sorry, I'll select both this empty and parent it to this one. Now with that thing done, I have copied everything as a reference of this one. Now what I'll do, I'll just Alt D, move it to the X axis. I think, okay, I tell you what mistake I did. This cable, I forgot to make parent to this one. So what I can do, I can parent it to any of it. Okay, let's see, or maybe let's complete the braid design part, then we can decide. Okay, let's not spend too much time into with that now, because doing the braid texture will take some time. Now if you just go and apply some here, you will see it looks nice, right? Oh, by the way, I did one mistake. Sorry for that. I forgot to apply that a metallic shade color here. Okay, so what I have to do now, select loop inner region. I have separated out this thing. Now I'll go to the material and apply a new one. Okay, with that kind of metallic color. So I just make it metallic all the way, reduce the roughness to like this, and assign it. Now if you see, it will look pretty good, but I'm not happy with it. Let's reduce it a bit more. Looks like that picture. Okay, yeah, now I think it is okay. uh, Again, you can tweak all this parameter later. Now coming to this cable, it is okay. You can do it. You can apply, say, noise texture, give it a rubbery kind of feel, or you can also try experimenting with some material. So let's see, plastic material. Let me see. Just apply something like this. Okay, but let's try to see if there is something available. By the way, this is coming from Blender Kit add-on. Just find Google, you will find it. So you can just use it. It gives tons of materials that you can apply to your thing. Most of them are free, but please give credit to that user who you are using. So if I see, there is has to be some free texture called braided texture, right? So let's try to apply that, and you will see that it doesn't look good, right? Because its scaling is way not in the right way. So let's try to scale it. Maybe let's zoom in a little bit. Uh, the scaling a little bit like this. You can say that it looks perfect, okay, but it's still not perfect. If you see here, it is pretty narrow. The checker size is small, then it is increasing, okay, and here again it is decreasing. It is small, but that is not what we are going to do, right? So why it is happening, very very, please pay attention. It is something which you will not find this explanation in other tutorial, so I will explain it nicely here so that you understand the fundamental first. What is happening, because this is on a cable, okay, not the mesh is not yet fully realized. You can argue, okay Sudipto, you just convert it to a regular mesh and then verify. Fine, I agree. So let me create a duplicate of it and hide it for the time being. Cable backup, okay. And now you told me that if I apply, I convert it to a mesh, then it will work. Okay, I agree to your idea as well. Let me remove it. Let me convert it to a mesh. I will just right click, convert to a mesh. Okay, you can see that I have converted it. Now I can apply that material again. See, the problem does not disappear, it remains same. Now if I don't scale for the time being, pay close attention how it is applied by default. Okay, here it is getting concentrated, it is expanding, here it is again concentrating. Why it is happening? Because if you see, let me go to the solid view. Here it becomes easy. You will see here what is happening, that here the face size is becoming smaller and smaller. Here it is again increasing. Again at the end, it is again, the gap is decreasing, so that faces are becoming smaller again. That is why the texture is getting squeezed there. Okay, to avoid that, what you need to do is, I'll teach you that thing now. There is something called array on curve pattern. Okay, so let me remove the material at this point. Let's verify from that material view. You will see now it got removed. What you need to do, let's hide the mesh as well and enable that backup mesh. Okay, what you need to do, you need to use an object as an array along the curve, then apply the texture. How to do that? Let me remove this depth altogether. I don't need it. Okay, and now say I am here, right at the center. Let me, where it is origin, yeah, its origin is here. So what I will do, I will just put the cursor selected. I will add a circle there. Okay, this time circle I will add only with 8 vertex, because our uh, uh, subdivision will take care of it. Let's scale it a little bit. Okay, I just need to match roughly this circle size. I think it is okay. Let me apply the scale and convert it to a curve. Now look at the beauty. No, sorry, that is a different approach. uh, Let me, okay, I again did it. I hid my this thing. Now I go to the edit mode, and with vertex mode selected, extrude it along the z axis like this. Okay, let's verify that face normal. It is incorrect. That also I explained in other video. If you don't haven't seen that, please go see. You will learn many new things from there. Okay. Okay, what I did, I just created a object and a circle object, extrude it along z, create a simple mesh. Now what I'll do, if you remember, when it was default curve to mesh I converted, the distribution of the edge loop was not good. That is why the texture was getting squeezed at the end of the cable. To avoid that, what you need to do now, apply, say, array. Okay, array, you see, this is by default oriented along the upside is on z, right? So I will do the same. I will put is z on here, x I don't need it, I will put it 0, and then I need to make it fit the curve. So which curve I have to choose? This curve, right? The cable backup curve. Okay, you can see that this has array has automatically scaled up to the length of this curve. Now it is not following the curve. How to do that? Very easy. Just press, there is a modifier, just go at modifier, generate, I think, where is this, deform, using the curve. And the for curve I will choose the same cable backup. And if you remember, in the array I choose the offset on the z axis. So in the curve also you need to choose the z axis. Now if you pay close attention to it, let me go to the edit mode. Okay, for both the object, you will see that phase distribution is evenly. Okay, now if you apply all this modifier, and after applying we always do one thing, we merge by distance, just to be sure that it doesn't, it's not causing any artifact. Now let's move out of object mode, apply a subdivision. Let's verify. Yeah, looks nice. Let me shade smooth a little bit, and let's apply that braided cable. Okay, somehow it is behaving oddly, I don't know why. Let me okay, go on to it bit back. Let me apply that braided cable here. Okay, this is something I need to check. Okay, I got it. Okay, I forgot to mention this object. I need to apply some, I need to create a Eevee mapping of it. So what I'll do, I'll just let me verify the face orientation. Okay, fine. Go to Eevee editing, and for this, oh my god, what happened? Uh, this is the circle. Okay, go to Eevee editing. Ah, see what mistake I did. It is in the local view, right? Ah, now it should work. See, this kind of silly mistake happens. Okay. During the modeling I have chosen that thing and totally forgot to do it. Now let's do one thing, try to do normal angle based UV wrapping. It's not looking good. Uniform conformal, that is also not good, so we don't want to tinker with it. Let's isolate it, go to this view, choose all these edges. Okay, and mark it as seam, then try to do the, you see it looks perfect now, right? Now let's go to that, another thing we can do, let's back the islands and go to the layout, and now let's try to apply that braided cable, and voila, you see there is no stretching, nothing, correct? Now what we can do, we can maybe, okay, I see the scale was already offset. What I can do, I can increase increase the scale a bit so that the textures look a bit nice. Now you can agree, right? It looks perfect, right? That is how it should be, right? So remember that it was becoming invisible because I was in the local perspective view. Okay. So once I moved out of it, that thing vanished. Now let me enable that plane view. Okay, I have enabled the plane here, and let's go to that camera view. Okay, again, I'm not too happy with this thing. Let me do one thing, make it typical grayish color. Okay, let me enable the area lights. And what else? Am I missing anything? I hope not. Let me render it out. Oh my god, it looks absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, looks fine. So guys, you can spend time with tweaking the other things. You can maybe duplicate these thing these objects to one another, and let me try to create a uh, parented this to this one. Let's parent it to this circle. Oh my god, it's difficult. uh, okay, now what is happening, this empty will control everything. Okay, so this cable backup, I don't need it. And with this plane present here, uh, this one, if I double click, it will select everything. Now what I can do, I can press Alt D, move it along X and rotate it along Z, say 180 degree. Okay, so okay, sorry, it should have been 9. No, 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 no. Wait, what am I doing? I think I did some mistake. Anyway, that part is not necessary here. We can do it later also. For the time being, you guys can spend time with it to correct that thing. Uh, Let me know how it goes for you. Maybe with this orientation, let me see if I do it, how it looks now. Yeah, looking good. So let me move it like this. Okay, and later I remember I actually should have done this curve modeling earlier, then should have done this thing. Okay, at this point it will be difficult if I have to go back to that thing again. Okay, but it is easy. If you remember the steps that I did, just remove it, create a curve connecting these two vertices, and create a texture using that array and curve modifier. And I think that's it. I would say we have done a very good job out of it. Please share your comments and let me know how it happened for you. Okay, whether you are happy with this my learning approach or any suggestion. Okay, I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial, learned some tips. Thank you guys. Bye.